The Blue Jays said they want to be competitive in 2025. How are they going to do that? Well, they got to make some serious additions. And who's a more serious addition than Juan Soto? They're said to be one of the main favorites to go out and acquire him in the offseason, and he would make a world of a difference for this Toronto Blue Jays team. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they are rumored and they are in the conversation. The number one rule is you got to get in the dance. Then you got to get busy once you're on the dance floor. And the Blue Jays might give themselves that opportunity. So we'll break that down and much more in this episode of Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. And the season is winding down now for the Toronto Blue Jays. We're finally waiting for this miserable season to run its course, and we're going to focus on the offseason. At least that's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know where your mindset is at here, Nick, but we know that this is maybe a possibility, and we saw it with the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes last year. We were all maybe sipping the Kool-Aid a little bit too much, and myself included, but Juan Soto is going to be a free agent after this season. He's set to make a ton of money. He's considered to be one of the best hitters in baseball. And his age combination, the position that he plays, and the seasons that he's had so far, you got to believe that he's going to get paid big time. The question is it going to start with a 5 or a 6? That's the real big question mark that teams have to answer here. And the Jays have that kind of money. They're able to go out there and spend. And if they want to be competitive in 2025, they won't be able to do so without the services of a superstar player like a Juan Soto or anyone else for that matter.
Yeah, and there's a big report coming out from Jon Heyman. Before we have that, we have a quick message from our sponsor, Fume. Are you trying to kick a bad habit to the curb? If so, you need to check out Fume. Have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits led by the sponsor of today's video, Fume. Fume has a lot of delicious flavors to choose from crisp mint to cinnamon hearts. They have a flavor just for you. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, no vapor, and no combustion. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story.
And for a limited time, use our code DIGEST to get your free topper. It's the perfect accessory to your Fume device. Slip it onto a mouthpiece for a softer, warmer feel. It's chewable for those who love to fidget, and it's reusable. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code DIGEST or scan the QR code on screen to get your free Fume topper when you order your Journey Pack today.
And thank you to Fume for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check Fume out in the pinned comment and description as well, and thank you to them for sponsoring this one. But Peter, let's dive right into it. So Jon Heyman came out, and he revealed the 5, or it was really the 10, but the 5 most likely spots for the Toronto, or for the MLB, to where Juan Soto is going to land in the offseason. And basically, we know that his contract is going to be huge. And you look at it here, the Blue Jays, and there's some interesting things to take from this. They were ranked 5th out of all teams in the MLB as likely spots to land Juan Soto. Of course, the Yankees are 1, the Mets are 2, Dodgers are 3, Giants are 4, and Dodgers are only 3 because they are the Dodgers. But his reasoning was they tried to trade for Soto and to owe the fans. Now, I do think that Juan Soto would be a very, very reasonable player for them to go after. The question is will they actually be able to, pay up that money and get him? But they did try to trade for him. If you rewind back during the Ohtani stuff, Heyman confirms they tried to trade for him during that big saga. But unfortunately, they went for Ohtani and failed. I think that would have been the time to push their chips in. That being said, if he's remotely available and is interested in leaving the Yankees, the Jays have to give him everything he could ever ask for. And hopefully this will turn into a Ohtani situation V2 where we didn't think it was going to happen. They put themselves right in the mix, but except this time, maybe they actually go out and grab him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to leave the Yankees. He does seem to love it there, and sucks to say because he's probably going to terrorize the Blue Jays for the next decade. But you got to give yourself a chance to go out and get him. And I don't like Jon Heyman for the things that he says. I hate that at the top of his list he has both New York teams and the Dodgers. It doesn't make sense. Like this guy has no shame in his reporting. It's like those 3 teams are the only ones that exist, and then everyone else kind of just tries to coexist around them. And he reports very biasly. Like he shoves the New York and LA narrative down people's throats. So I wouldn't be so quick to include the Mets in the
Yeah.
conversation. How is that a more attractive situation for Juan Soto than where he's at right now with the Yankees? Like, how is that even a possibility? Does that make sense to you?
Steve Cohen
Juan
would be the
Soto
only
sign?
reason.
Yeah, okay, sure, they have money, but why would he leave a better New York team to go to a worse New York team with a more toxic fan base and a more toxic, I don't know about toxic fan base, but you know what I mean. Like, how does that make any goddamn sense? But John Heyman still puts it out there. He still puts it out there because that's what he does. He's a shock jock and he's always looking to make people riled up. He's got me riled up. So congratulations, John Heyman. You got me fired up. It's 11:30 on a Saturday morning. I just don't understand it. The Jays are going to be in the mix like they are on most big time free agents because they have the money to do so.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, they tried for Soto and trade and fans. Like, what kind of explanation is that? Provide some more insight. There's a 6 paragraph long explanation for the Dodgers or the Yankees, for the Yankees, sorry. There's one sentence for the Blue Jays. Give me a break.
I think ultimately it does make sense, and I would have put the Jays realistically probably closer to the top 3 or top 4 because of the fact that, I mean, we saw they almost went out and got Ohtani last year. The biggest question mark though, and the biggest hurdle for the Jays is going to be the Yankees, because realistically the Yankees can pay him a lot of money. He seems to love it there, but if the Jays for whatever reason go ahead and do it now, again, the odds are still not in the Jays' favor, 25-1 at this point. But again, during the Ohtani stuff last season, when we were talking about it before the offseason started, it was pretty similar. And I don't need to sit here and gas up Juan Soto. He's one of the best hitters in baseball, top 3 hitter in baseball, alongside Judge and Vladdy and, of course, Ohtani there. But Peter, from a baseball perspective, I don't know if there's a much better fit for the Toronto Blue Jays than Juan Soto, a team that is desperate for offense, a team that doesn't really
Yeah.
need defense. And his arm, he's actually improved as a defender, specifically this year. He's become a serviceable defender with a very good, a very solid arm, at least arm value, according to Baseball Savant. So I like, obviously, the fit. Obviously, every team would love Juan Soto. I do think, though, in all jokes aside, if he opts out and doesn't want to go to the Yankees, the Jays are one of the best fits for him because they can pay him the money and they're going to be, in theory, at least with him, more competitive than teams like the Mets and the Giants.
Well, yeah, you gotta be all in if you're going to get Juan Soto, and I still don't think it's gonna happen. I still think he's gonna stay with the Yankees. And again, it pains me to say it, but that's the advantage that you give yourself if you go out and trade for a guy before he hits free agency. Like you get to show him what your organization is all about. He gets acclimated to the city, and now the Yankees have a leg up over everyone else, and they do. It's not really close either. He's having the best season of his career there. He's never had a teammate as good as Aaron Judge. Like, you can argue that he's not even the best hitter on his team, yet he's still the second best hitter in baseball. Like, that's how good Aaron Judge and Juan Soto and that combination has been for them and in helping them win games. And they're going to get more help next year as well. You got to believe that Dominguez is going to come up and like, he's just an amazing player. And he's showing that this year in a great situation, and all eyes are on him, and he's stepping up and he's delivering and he's showing why he's one of the best players in the league. So it's going to cost you a lot, but you got to give yourself a chance to go out and acquire him first. You got to push all your chips in the middle again, like you did for Ohtani. And this time you can't let it burn you. If you strike out on Juan Soto, don't let that deter
Yeah.
you from going for other guys. Like, the Jays made the mistake in going all in for Ohtani last year, and that allowed them to have to pivot, and they got Justin Turner instead of, reliable DH. They got Isaiah Kiner Falefa, who was good, but not the answer to their problems. And that's just the way the season unfolded because they put all their eggs in one basket and they closed themselves off from every other free agent. So if you do that for Juan Soto, make sure to keep other doors open and give yourself the best chance to compete in 2025.
Yeah, the offseason is where the Jays' focus needs to be. And Juan Soto would be a good start, but like you mentioned, realistically, he's probably going to go to the Yankees. So if they strike out on Soto or if he signs with the Yankees early, pivot to some other big name hitters because they desperately need offense. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. And thank you again to Fume for sponsoring this video. We'll see you soon.